Okay, friends. So, how are you all doing in your meditations? And I see some newcomers today, new ones who joined. How many are new here? For first time you're coming? That's excellent. Most welcome. So we change the time a little bit. Every Sunday, instead of 9:30, we are going to have 8 o'clock from now onwards, every Sunday. It's because we are going to have soul coach classes. Soul coaching is a beautiful module developed by Life University team to give the whole essence of spiritual science, soul science. It's designed for almost 16 weeks, every Sunday class. That's why we thought, Sunday we're going to be a lot of attendance. People who can make time for such spiritual classes. So that's why today it is a little bit preponed. Every Sunday we'll have 8 o'clock. It's good to begin early. In summers it's very good. So every time we have a topic for Sunday class. Many masters are taking here the classes here, Life University team. Loknath, the previous class he has taken, and Rajsekar, and before that many others were taking classes. So it's always new topics which are going to be very helpful for our daily lives. So friends, today's topic is the power of truth. The power of truth. This is an important topic because in terms of truth we got so many myths and misconceptions. We sometimes have so many concepts about truth. Somebody will say this is the truth. Others will say this is not the truth. This is the more truer than this thing. Everyone has their own versions of truth. We are confused what to follow. Well, what is the truth? There is a power in the truth. Whenever we encounter the truth, immense power we feel. It empowers us. Truth empowers us. It enlightens us. So friends, I prepared few pointers towards understanding the truth, which will help all of us today, which helped me to gain clarity. We all know there's so many slokas that are uttered, and many religious scriptures they speak about the truth, eternal truths, all that. Like one of the slokas I remember is Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. So lead me from untruth to truth. Only thing here we need to understand is there is no one to lead you from untruth to truth. We expect someone to do it for us. We miss the whole point in that sloka. We go on waiting. One day we'll be led from untruth to truth. Your effort is needed. Our effort is needed. From fear to courage, from ignorance to enlightenment. Our personal, individual effort is needed, very much needed. People ignore that people, they go on expecting one day things will happen. I'll be enlightened. That everything comes to me. Without their effort, without their hard work, without their sadhana, practice, it's never going to happen. So friends, these pointers can show the way, and we can gain clarity. One of my inspirations is Socrates, who is a Greek philosopher, master, an investigator of truth. The whole life he was only speaking truth. A very simple person, a very simple man, and he was speaking to all people, inviting debates with them all the time. People will come and argue, but he has his methods which he will drive people to realize the truth. He will ask questions to make people to realize. So he used to say, an unexamined life is not worth living. Examine your life. Have awareness about your life. What's happening, where you're going, and where are you feeling restricted, constricted, how to come out of it. Examine your life. He was telling about coming out of a routine mechanical life, automated pilot mode life. He's telling about live with awareness. And he was given an option, because Socrates was murdered, poisoned, killed. He was punished to death. He was told by the judges that time, those times, that if you lie, just simple lie, tell one lie, you will not be punished. You tell that this is not true, what you said so far is not true. He said, instead I go through the death, I am ready to die for the truth, rather than believing in a lie or spreading a lie. He is such a master who faced the truth. He was poisoned to death. That's why I have so much respect for Socrates. Unshakable. Even he did not fear his death. Even the last words were also, he was uttering only the truth. That is the caliber of such a master. Masters, they live the truth. They are not hypocrites. There is no hypocrisy in them. Outwardly they say to please others something, and inwardly they follow something else. That is not the truth. What is truth? Ask yourself, what is the truth means for you? What is your definition of truth? What is true for you may not be true for others. But at any given point of time, we all experience a state of being true. It appears to be true. Experientially you feel this is the truth. But as you keep evolving, the truths may change. They alter, right? You experienced it. In the childhood, your truths are different from now. In 16th century, before 16th century, everyone believed that earth is flat. Earth is flat. Later on, scientists proven that Earth is not flat, it's globe, it's round. The truths can be changed. Those truths which can be changed, which are changing, are not called as absolute truths. They are called relative truths. So we need to know that there are relative truths. We get confused sometimes about relative truth, absolute truth. We think that what is true for me also true for everyone. Need not be. Relative truths will change. You may think this is the truth. For you this is the truth. But for your mother-in-law, for your husband, for your wife, for your children, the truths may be different because it's all relative truths. Absolute truth will never change. There are absolute truths. People get confused. They are caught in confusion because they are not able to make this distinction between relative truths and absolute truths. Sun rises in the east. Absolute truth. It can be changed. Your soul never dies. Soul is untouched. Water can't wet it, fire can't extinguish it, and it cannot be annihilated. Soul never dies. This is called absolute truth. But what is the relative truth? Relative truth is this samsara is suffering. This world we are living in is a misery, full of misery, these illusions. It appears to be very truthful here. The pain appears to be very truthful. Fear appears to be very real. But when compared to absolute truth, this is called relative truth. All relative truths, they change according to time and space in relation with each other. That's why we say that never judge people because they are living their truths, relative truths. We can't judge them. For them it is a truth. Many times we think something is a truth, we fight for truth. We think that it is justifiable. Even countries, they go on war. Religious fights, religious wars, all these things. Because for them it is truth, but it is not absolute truth. We need to understand relative versus absolute. What we are aiming at is absolute truths. To understand the absolute truths, which never changes. It's true for everyone. It's irrespective of time, space. It's nothing to do with people, nothing to do with any conditions. That truth remains truth for everyone. The soul is immortal, infinite, eternal, and you are never separate from God. God never abandoned you. This is an eternal truth. Relative truth is we feel abandoned by God. We feel separation from God. We feel so many things here. All these things are relative truths. And another pointer is lies versus truth. David Hawkins is a scientist who is now 85-year-old. He is the author of several books. He can be called as a philosopher, investigator of truth. He has written some beautiful books. One of the books which really had a deep impact on me is Power versus Force. In that book, he has mentioned about measuring the truth and consciousness of people using some scientific tools. He calibrated consciousness and truth and of many people, including Buddha, Christ, Krishna, Prophet, and all masters and all people. And he started measuring, calibrating consciousness. He has astonishing results with this. He has a scientific data, thousands of people he has analyzed. He has found that truth is measurable, consciousness can be calibrated. Using simple scientific principle called kinesiology is a method where your muscles, they reveal all the time the truth. Your body never lies. Your muscles, they tell the truth. We have a forensic department. Our police officer is here, and he knows there is a separate subject. Lie detection test is there. Some with using chemicals, but without that also there is a kinesiology. Through that, you know when a person is not aligned with the truth, when they're lying, whether it's a white lie or a black lie. You know, their body indicates it. When a person is lying, they can't have eye contact. They can't look into the eyes of a person. They will show some restless movements. Even they try to pretend for a moment, but very next moment their true picture comes out. Even the lies that we tell to ourselves and others, your body conveys it. It communicates. He used this simple principle, kinesiology. He started actually understanding about the people when they lie, what is happening in their bodies when they're not aligned with the greater truth. There are many lies that we tell to ourselves. Tell me one lie that you told to yourself. Guess what is that lie that you told to yourself? You never lie. Yeah. Oh, that's great. You are a liar. Sometimes not telling the truth, withholding the truth also is called a lie. You know the truth, but you're not speaking when you're supposed to speak. It's also a lie. That means it's really a lie. I never lie is a lie. It's one of the human weaknesses that we lie. We don't speak the truth. We are not bold enough, sometimes brave enough, courageous enough to speak the truth. We fear people. We fear society. We fear community. We fear. But an investigator of truth never fears. Whatever his observations, that's what his spiritual science is. Spiritual scientist has no fear. Your findings, your investigations, your research, you present it. This is the findings. These are my experiences in this field. David Hawkins was very much inspired by Carl Pribram and David Bohm. They are physicists, quantum physicists, who has explored about subatomic particles, the quantum energies, how everything is like a hologram. The universe works through holographic nature. Even as human beings, we also part of this big hologram. What is this principle of hologram? As above, so below. As within, so without. So this principle, even our brain is mapped holographically. Our brain is a hologram. Every neuronal cell has all the information. Even every single cell of your body has the whole information. entire blueprint of your body. The whole cloning experiments were done after this finding, hologram truth of hologram. The whole universe actually is there in one single atom. It's called macrocosm, which is there in microcosm. So friends, whenever we are lying, it has an impact on your body. All the beliefs that we have are lies. All beliefs. So, beliefs based on lies. All beliefs, almost all beliefs. So you tell to you, I'm not good enough. It's a great lie that we told to ourselves. I'm not good enough. I'm unworthy. I'm powerless. Nobody loves me. No one is there for me. I'm a loner. They're all lies. They're only relative truths. It may be truth in that particular time and space. It may not be truth forever. It's only in contextual basis. It's a truth. It's called relative truth. All relative truths generates beliefs. All beliefs are actually lies. In belief there is a lie. All beliefs are lies. We go on lying to ourselves. It's not alignment with the truth. When we are not aligned with the truth, we experience the impact of those misalignment with the truth. It immediately has an impact on the body. You feel constricted, contracted. A lie contracts you. It generates fear. Whenever you say to yourself, I am not good enough, it feels like that contraction inside. I can't do, I'm not good enough, I'm unworthy, I'm powerless, everyone takes advantage of me, everyone betrays me, no one understands me, my mother-in-law never appreciates me. All these things are lies that we told to ourselves. It's only relative truth. We never investigated into what is the truth. We only sticking to the relative truth, which generates these beliefs which are based on lies. People over a period of time, when they keep on lying to themselves, they manifest illnesses, they manifest fears, emotional problems, mental problems, all these things. So, some of the examples. I am not good enough. Is it true? Not good enough. It's not absolute truth. It's only relative truth. You may be not good enough in mathematics, but you are good enough in cooking. You are good enough in meditation. You are good enough in many other things. But the relative truth says, you label yourself as not good enough because you are not good enough in mathematics. You are not good enough in personal relationships. You are not good enough in handling your finances. You come to a conclusion that it is like absolute truth. It's only a lie. And powerless. In the creation, God created powerful beings. No one is powerless. It's a relative truth. God cannot create powerless beings. We are very powerful beings, very compassionate beings, very worthy beings. So we have to investigate into these lies that we do, untruths. That's how we can come out of them. So people, they create personal realities based on their lies they tell to themselves. We have been telling that I am a failure in life. Whatever I do, it is going to bound to fail. You might have failed 10 times, but never give up. Like a spider, it attempts to weave the web. It will not fail. It will be a failure. 14, 15 times it tries, it falls down, again it tries to weave the web. Finally it succeeds. Never gives up. So important. We need to learn lessons from tiger. Tiger also the same way. Tiger, first it fails, few attempts to have its prey, food. For the lunch it stalks a deer and then it tries to pounce on it, it fails. The speed will not match and it fails, but it attempts again. It never gives up, the lion or tiger. Finally, it wins. Even each one of us. Investigate into beliefs. And that's how the beliefs are altered, changed. Otherwise, we go on creating some realities here, personal realities, which are very limiting. We become very poor, poor in money, poor in health, poor in many things, poor in relationships, and we think this is what is the truth. We give up. We think that some other being is creating this reality for you. No, God cursed me for this. No, it's you who need to investigate into your beliefs. We created this kind of personal realities. We create disasters in our lives. We have to own up to the responsibility. What beliefs created this reality? What kind of relative truths that I was stuck with, which created this kind of realities? Our mind is very tricky. We are trapped in our mind. People who have gone beyond their minds could connect with their soul, which is called absolute truth. They're able to liberate from all the relative truths, from all the lies, from all those limiting beliefs. So it's very important, investigate your beliefs. Like a police officer, investigate. Know whether it is true or not. Check it. Like a gold merchant, how he checks whether it is 24 karat gold or 18 karat or impure gold. Even our thoughts, beliefs need to be investigated. Otherwise they remain like that. Forever we go on creating these limited realities. Truth always shines. It's like a sunshine. Absolute truths always shines. There's a sparkle that comes when truth is realized in a person. There's a sparkle. It immediately expands our field, energy field, and we can see it in people. Whenever people realize the truth, it liberates, makes them shine. When they're stuck with limited truths or relative truths, they contract. So friends, one word saying from scriptures is the truth shall set you free. What sets us free is the truth. Truth heals. The absolute truth. What in what context here is told here is absolute truth. Absolute truth sets you free. That's why we need to know that there are lower truths or lesser truths, there are higher truths. Lesser truths or lower truths are called more of relative truths. Did you understand, friends? Anybody need more clarity about this? You could understand this concept of relative truth versus absolute, lesser truth or greater truth. So people say, I am suffering. Commonly they say, everyone says this, I am suffering. Investigate into this, because they believe that they are suffering, and the thought itself will make them suffer more. That very thought, I am suffering, it goes on multiplying. They hang on to the thought and multiplies that suffering. Investigate into that thought, into that belief. Life is suffering, life is struggle, and everything is painful. I am a victim. If you investigate, you will come to know the truth. You will know that it's only a relative truth. You have an option. You have a choice whether to believe in the thought that I'm suffering, life is struggle, I'm a victim of life. If you stick on to that thought, I'm a victim of life, life is a great struggle, it goes on, actually you experience that every single moment, a victimized feeling. And every single moment is a big struggle for you. It's so important that we investigate, check these beliefs and set ourselves free from those kind of beliefs. And every time you encounter the truth, it heals us. I tell you story of a girl. She was suffering so much. She became anorexic, not eating food, not showing any interest towards anything, failing in academics. She has become highly suicidal. When we counseled her, we have to bring out the truth. What is the truth which is buried inside her, which is making her experience these things? When the truth is not exposed, not revealed, that same truth, it becomes a lie. Because the truth is covered with many layers of lies, she was lying to herself. She was telling herself that life is not good, you can't trust people, people will cheat me, deceive me, betray me. And when we counseled her, we came to know that she was sexually molested when she was a small child by her own uncle. It's a kind of incest, sexual abuse. She could never say it to the parents because she had her own fears. What if my parents will not believe me? Others, if I tell to anybody, they may think that I am telling a lie. They may not believe me. It's very shameful. She covered it up. She pretended that nothing happened, and she had many layers of lies. She felt that I will not trust men. She was not interested in getting married. She was avoiding interaction with people, men particularly. She was not excelling in her academics or in job or every place it's a failure. She has many lies over it. When we expose what is that which triggered this kind of trauma in her, this is what came out. And we did something else also there. We made her to see that she is not the mind, she is not the body, she is the soul. That's what is absolute truth. Her soul is pure and innocent. This little girl who was molested, she felt, I am impure. My innocence is gone. She was so much ashamed, shameful and guilty. When she came to know that she is a soul, she could completely, all the layers of lies have fallen down. Otherwise she hanging on to those lies. I am shameful, I don't want to face the world, better I be a loner, I isolate myself, all these things. This is what happens. Truth always heals. That's why all counselings, why they are helpful is, if a good counsellor is there, they can actually pinpoint, show the way to the truth. Because we are stuck only in the lies, in the periphery, in the superficial assumptions, beliefs that we constructed. And litmus test for the truth. Is there a litmus test for the truth? Yes. You can always perceive the truth. When the truth comes in front of you, we are shaken up. People fear. They resist the truth. That's the initial all human reaction. The human minds, they are very fearful, scared of truth. They better go on living in lies only. Because they feel so comfortable in lies. When it comes to facing the truth, it's very shaky. They feel, oh, when Buddha has faced the truth, he has come to know the higher truth. Oh, this treasure is nothing for me. The big treasure is inside me. Why should I stick to this treasure, this money? He has given up his kingdom for realizing the truth. Because he realized the greater truth. Recently I was in Europe. In Switzerland there is a place called Jungfrau. It's called top of the Europe. It's a high altitude. People, it's like a pilgrimage place. People will come just to feel the joy of being the top of the world, top of the Europe. I felt little strange thoughts came to me there. Why people are so crazy? Almost thousands are there in the frozen snow, and they're still coming, and they want to feel good about being the top of the Europe. But I thought, did ever people thought about this? Being top of their consciousness, reaching to the peak of consciousness, reaching to the Everest consciousness, Everest inside you. Like how Buddha thought about it. He had this thought, absolute truth, that this is all, for me, is a lesser truth. I have to find out what is nirvana, how people can come out of the suffering, enlightenment, awakening. That is, for him, it's a big treasure. So, there is a litmus test for truth, friends. When it comes in front of you, will be shaky. We will mostly avoid embracing the truth. We go again into lies, more of less truths. We want to be like a prisoners. No prisoner want to come out of the jail. They end up again coming back to jail because it's so comfortable. Prison is a comfortable place. Everything is taken, good food. I was watching a movie, it's a comedy movie, and in that there's a conversation happening between a constable and a prisoner. Prisoner was telling proudly to the constable that you do the job, sentry job here for your 40 years of your life, 50 years of your life, but see, I have such a freedom. Here 12 o'clock you will give me the food. That too, you will ring the bell, you will remind me, you offer me food. And I have so much time here, I don't need to do anything. And I can go out and come back again. I have such a freedom. People, they feel so good about lies, good about being, we are prisoners of our own mind, egos, limitations that we created. We are so comfortable in living that sadness, sorrow, unhappiness, misery. We never attempt to even to come out. We feel so comfortable in that, we go on perpetuating, creating, recreating the same thing over and over again. That's why the truth, it needs courage. Your commitment. Say to yourself, I face the truth. I embrace the truth now. I am ready to walk into the truth and with the truth and live the truth here. This kind of decision is needed. Otherwise, we have so much of defense, resistance mechanisms in us, we avoid truth. So, litmus test for the truth is joy, peace, harmony is a measure of truth. How much you reach to the truth, the higher truth, absolute truth, it's proportional to your joy. More you realize the truth, more joy, unconditional peace, unconditional happiness comes into you. And you will be in harmony with all things around you. That's the measure of truth. Ask yourself, am I feeling this peace? Am I having this joy which is unconditional? Am I having the harmony here with all people around me? That's the measure of truth. And body, mind, heart, soul, at all levels the truth, it appears to be truth. For example, sickness in the body, it's definitely a truth. Your body is sick now, but know that it's only a limited truth. It's called relative truth. Sickness is a relative truth. You have mind which is fearful mind. It's also a very limited truth. Relative truth. Emotional, all the heart which is the seat of all emotions, is an emotional center for us, where all kinds of emotions are there. It's a lesser truth compared to our soul. Your soul is the greater truth. That's absolute truth. That's why it is so emphasized in all scriptures, all teachers, all gurus, that seek the soul. Seek that knowledge which liberates you. The knowledge of the soul, knowledge of the self, which liberates you. Knowledge of the body will not liberate you. Knowledge of the mind will not liberate you. Knowledge about emotions. We go on living emotionally only. If you study about anger, you may understand about anger, but you do not know the higher truth. We go on only living in this periphery. The soul, the heart is little closer to the soul. Soul is a greater reality or the absolute truth. So, some keys to us for the soul to realize the higher truth, absolute truth, is being and the presence. your being, which is there inside you, the inner being, which is the soul, and your presence every single moment. For that, undoing is important. Undoing is what? We have become a habitual doer. We become a compulsive doer, performer, achiever. We go on crazy world. We go on for what we don't know. Why we want so much money, greed, business, run here and there. You want to have all billions. Why? What for? We want to become human doings. When do we become human beings? People are crazy. They don't know the value of beingness, the inner treasure that we have. They're only looking at outer treasures or money or all that, possessions, jobs, relationships, all that. Something very valuable is missed in the whole bargain. Undoing is so important tool for us. Undo. Don't do anything, not do. Today you have a compulsive thought comes into you. Oh, I have to go and do, run. Stop. Enjoy the presence. Meditate. You're so restless all the time. We scatter our energy. That's why it's so important to know what is more permanent than what is temporary things here. All temporary things, transient things, they will disappear. Of course, we need to live here. For that sake, you don't need to spend all your 18 hours, 20 hours of your life, 20 hours of your everyday time for that only. So important and valuable inside you is waiting for you to discover. We are ignoring it. Your soul, so important. Unconditioning, undoing. I call this as pauses. Take pauses. Pause. Don't do. Enjoy the stillness. Sit quietly. Just sit near a tree. Just look at the tree. How tree is not doing anything, just being. Sit near a pond and watch the water body. It will teach you how to be in an undoing state. Not do anything. In that not doing state, we are revealed. The truth comes into us. Unconditioning. All that rubbish, beliefs, limited ideas, concepts, assumptions that we have, opinions we formed, judgments we carried, all that uncondition, decondition, release, let go. We hang on to a lot of past baggage. All the mind is conditioned only. We are conditioned religiously, we are conditioned through society, we are conditioned everywhere. When do we realize our soul? When we are conditioned. We have to become unconditional. Decondition. Release all that. Be a beginner. A zero mind. Unfolding. This is the third step where truth unfolds. Truth, you may attempt so hard, try, but nothing works because the truth, it unfolds on its own. Remove all that layers of dust covered over that diamond. Diamond is hidden. diamond of truth is hidden by the layers of dust, dirt. When you remove all that, what is non-essential, the essential diamondness is revealed. It unfolds. Truth is there in everyone. Everyone is a soul. That's the truth. That you remove your conditioning, you remove your all those concepts, something reveals itself, unfolds. So friends, this is called wisdom. What is wisdom? Knowing the relative truth, knowing the absolute truth. Living in the duality, at the same time understanding non-duality is an absolute truth or a higher truth. Non-duality is a higher truth. Duality, Dvaita is a lesser truth here. Did you get my point, friends? Dvaitam is duality. We feel, no, we are separated. We feel that we are separate beings. But the higher truth is we are all one and the same. We are part of one entity called God. We are not separate. That non-separate, non-dual truth, and also understanding this play of consciousness in the duality. Here the relative truth in relation with each other, we always learn about non-duality. This is called wisdom. We follow the middle path. The traffic signals in Hyderabad and Europe and America, the driving rules are different. Completely different. It's based on always time, space, parameters, conditions. This is called relative truth. In the same sense, we know when somebody is stuck up with the relative truth, for example, somebody is crying so much in deep pain. If you say that this is illusion, your pain is illusion, they will get more angry on you. You have to be empathic, you have to be compassionate towards sick people, people who are suffering. Though you know that it's not truth, it's illusion, they're trapped into that. But you need a wise person always understands the relative truth and absolute truth, holds both of them together. Like how Krishna or Buddha or Mahavir or all the masters have lived. They know the absolute truth, but they lived in the duality also. So friends, our aim is to become wise people, wisdom, to acquire the wisdom. Knowledge which is translated into practical, experiential wisdom, where you practice it in daily life. Finally, meditation is one single practice which can make us come closer to truth. All these three steps will happen: undoing, unconditioning, and unfolding. Three things will happen in meditation. Meditation is actually dropping all that nonsense, ideas, thoughts, thinking, doing, all that, and beingness is practiced, your being state. So in meditation people experience this, the just being, just be, presence. And that presence which is living in us is divine presence. That's the divine being in us, which has all the potential to heal, to live abundantly. What is the difference between Daridram and Satyanarayana? The concept. Satyanarayana is abundance. Narayana is always in truth. Satyanarayana. That's why we do Satyanarayana Vrata. It's abundance. We'll be in Daridram, means very povertized, poor state, when we don't know the truth. Absolute truth is you are already abundant beings. From that place of abundance, you can live your life. If you live your life from that place of abundance, the soul abundance, inner abundance, what comes out is also is abundant reality. You are not stuck anywhere. Meditation is something very, very useful for us. Every single day, if we can give ourselves the time, 1 hour, minimum 1 hour, for our own spiritual growth. That's your commitment. You're telling to yourself, you're strongly, I give myself 1 hour time for my growth, for my realizing the truth. I'm an investigator of truth. I'm a researcher of truth. I'm a seeker of truth. I'll meditate every day 1 hour. It's a resolution that we can take. It's because this really takes us to that place of truth. So friends, let us now some practice of meditation we do now. After that we can have some interaction and dialogue with each other. So all of us, we close our eyes. Sitting very comfortably, very relaxedly. And we close our eyes. We also join the two hands together, keep it in your lap very comfortably, because with this step where you are interlocking the fingers, you are making a circuit in the body. Closing your eyes, and just listen to the sound that's coming here. The sound of the Tibetan bowls. And slowly let your awareness be brought to your breath. While the background music continues, the singing bowls, I'd like you to pay attention to your inhalation and exhalation, in-breath and out-breath. We do nothing now. We stop doing. We only practice awareness, mindfulness of breathing. Nothing to think about, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just be. Witness the breath, watch the breath, Feel the breath. The mind which is getting distracted, mind which is going into the past memories, thoughts, the mind which is going into the future planning, mind which is stressed out, mind which is anxious. Notice that mind. And you don't need to do anything now. Just come back to your breathing. Come back to your breath. Notice that your mind is getting distracted. Come back to your breathing. Keep watching the breath. Just being, stillness in the mind, no thought, no mind. Dwelling in this present moment. Undoing, unconditioning, unfolding. Just still the mind, where you can watch the mind, watch the body, watch the breath. Know that you are that watcher, witnesser who is witnessing this breath, body and mind. Remain still. Just be. Just be. Another few minutes. Just be. Be one with your breath. Be in that empty space where there is nothing, just stillness. Just be. Last 1 minute. Just be. Observe. Witness what is happening in you. Thirty seconds. Fifteen seconds. The truth of your being unfolding all by itself. You can see this inner image of all the clouds, dark clouds dispersing, the bright sunshine coming out. The soul which is deep inside you, which is the greater reality, which is the higher truth. Layers of mind, layers of physicality, which is covering this nature of our soul, which is our higher nature. Like sunshine, see this inner image, how it reveals itself. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Okay, friends, whenever you are ready, slowly you can rub your hands and place them on your eyes for a few seconds and start slowly coming back to this moment. That's very good. Wonderful, friends. So, anything you want to share, anybody want to share, you are most welcome. Your experience, or it could be a question that you want to ask, anything that you want to gain more clarity, you may ask. First we can give chance to newcomers. Whoever has come for the first time here, they can speak first, later on others. So who would like to speak? Most welcome. Yeah?
Actually my question is, first of all I
You
found
can.
itself first of all I found the scenario very soothing.
Yes.
Okay, since you instructed us to keep our eyes closed, I
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah.
But I also felt it is so soothing because nowadays we don't get such places to, sit and
Right.
in peace what you
Yes.
just instructed. We don't find.
Right.
Okay, even if we are in front of some kind of automotives, there will be pollution, traffic, noise and all those things.
Yeah.
Itself this scene was so soothing.
Yes.
So at times I also felt like keeping my eyes open and being
Right.
So it happened to me.
Yeah.
Okay. And apart from that, yes, the sound itself was
Very soothing.
very soothing and making us relax.
Yes.
So this was.
That's perfect.
Yes, it can be practiced every day. And my question is this is the only video through which we can meditation video for truth, or for any kind of soothing music we can?
Any kind of soothing music. And initially the soothing music is needed, ambience is needed.
Yeah.
Later on, without music, without ambience, even a place of where crowd, marketplace must be able to meditate, because your meditation cannot be determined by external things. Only if I have this peaceful place, I can meditate. That's conditional. Our sadhana can take us to that, even to that period of time where you can meditate. Even people are angry and very turbulent situations, emotions are very, very turbulent, but still you must be able to be composed and calm and tranquil. That's the aim of meditation. This is initially we need an ambience, a kind of place where we can sit quietly, and the music is needed, but later on it's not needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's initially only it is
Only
just
initially,
just
yes.
for us to get accustomed.
Yes.
Once we get habituated,
We can do anywhere, any place. Okay. Thank you. All the best for you.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So, one more. Anyone want to share, or any question you have? Alright. Yeah, they can join now. Okay. Now what's the time? 15 minutes before. Okay. We'll finish anyway, 5 minutes. Any more sharing? Newcomers, today beginners, it's good to hear always. Yes, sir.
I am following a different
Please.
type of meditation.
Yes.
So can I continue with that?
Which meditation practice, sir?
That is, it's a different
Method. Okay.
And there are two types of breathing exercises. That is called Kriya Yoga.
Ah, right. It's okay to practice.
It's okay to
Yeah,
practice
yeah. Because all paths will lead us to the same place.
Yeah.
For example, finally the aim of meditation is to make this monkey mind still. First,
Yes.
objective is to calm this mind. We have to tame this mind, and later on where we can realize the soul, where we can reach to the place deep within our soul, where we have some deep experiential wisdom from the soul. So it's okay to follow. It's okay. There are no contradictions of the paths, because all the eternal truths can be reached through any path that we chose. Thank you. That's wonderful. So now it's open for everyone. Anyone who want to ask questions, and today meditation, the power of truth, the topic. You're most welcome to ask any question. Be brave to ask questions. Don't be timid. Who is the brave one to ask? You were there in the morning? Yeah, please come here. Come. Yeah, because it's resounding. If you come and speak here, it's good. Yeah, you can ask this question here. Come here. You can stand here.
You are explaining about
Right.
quantum physics.
Yes.
So every cell has the memory of the universe.
Yes.
But is it possible to get that memory?
Okay. Yes, it is possible. That's what our scientists also started doing it. All the stem cell therapies that are being developed now, it's nothing but the stem cell, embryonic stem cells has the old blueprint of the body. For example, one organ is dysfunctional. They are now taking the embryonic stem cells, injecting that, transfusing it, and these stem cells will prepare that organ, because it has the whole blueprint in it. It has a DNA, genetic material. So our soul carried the genetic material of the whole universe, because we are basically the divine beings. There is a soul blueprint, there is a soul DNA, which is not physical, it is energy. So it is possible through meditation. The whole hologram, the entire macrocosm can be understood from microcosm. If you know this self in you, you will know the whole universal self. That's the key. Yeah. That's why for a person who is in the path of wisdom, every small minute thing also it opens the doorway for the wisdom. Every small thing can enlighten you. For Lao Tzu, it's a dry leaf which has fallen from a tree which has enlightened him. He didn't meditate, he was walking in the forest, he saw a dry leaf falling from a tree. He was so ready, so open, it enlightened him. The dry leaf taught him about the transient nature of all things, impermanence. Oh, everything. One day I will be falling like this dry leaf. But he also realized one day I will be again reborn. This leaf will become again part of the nature, and again it comes as a new tree. He understood the whole cycle. So the microcosm is the key to macrocosm. First, our goal is to reach this microcosm inside, a single cell. That's why any field we take up, through that field we come to again metaphysics, to the spirituality. Through biology, through physics, through chemistry, through mathematics, computers, all that, finally, if somebody reaches to pinnacles, it only drives us to the spiritual path. Because we understand that any peaks are reached in any subject, any field, there's only the highest possibility spiritual, which is non-physical, it's energy, it's a soul. Okay?
What I was thinking, like, if we can find a process for that to get the memory of that spiritual.
Already it is attempted, tried by many meditators. Yes, they are succeeding. The whole, all the knowledge about the universe, Brahma Gyan, is available here, right here. How to tap into it is meditation. Bharadwaj Maharshi, he was 5,000 years back, written Vimana Shastra about all the aircraft models, which is now studied in Harvard University. They are trying to understand what the pictures that he has drawn. It's very puzzling. 5,000 years back, our Wright brothers have invented the aeroplanes, right? But before 5,000 years back, the ancient times, rishis, they know about this atomic energy. They know about the spacecrafts. They know how to build Pushpak Viman. What was written in the mythological stories, they're not just mythological, there's just some truth in it. It was already researched. They have reached, all rishis, they came to know about the whole Brahmand, just one single cell. This simple breath is enough. Sometimes we don't need complicated methods. We have to drop this monkey mind, then all things will come to you on a platter. Meditation is to make this monkey mind still. After that, your soul truths are revealed. It unfolds. Okay? It's good. Thank you. So, yeah. Please come here.
So sometimes in meditation we have certain experiences, like
Yes.
today itself almost towards the end, I was feeling that I'm in front of the locked door, and if I can open this door, there will be multiple things in front of me. So I don't know if it was play of monkey mind
Okay.
or it was a real experience, but I really have that urge of reconnecting from that point and going further.
Right.
So shall we really bother about all those things, or we should
Okay.
just let it be?
Actually, all experiences that we get in meditation are beautiful and they're magnificent. You need to encourage them. You need to embrace them. Because the doubting mind again comes, it says it's a trick of the mind. The mind itself also will trick us. So, not to even, this mind is part of the soul. This body is part of the soul. Soul is much bigger reality. So, initially all these things will come as stumbling blocks, particularly from the mind. Mind has a lot of emotions. It is emotionally trapped. It has thought forms. It is connected with past, future, all these things. Doubting Thomas in the mind, it comes to us. So that moment, just ignore it. The mind keeps troubling you, but what our aim is not the mind. Go beyond the mind. So any experiences in that stillness, once the mind is zero, our soul's experiences, they begin. It unfolds. That moment, the door which is open, you have to go beyond the door, cross the door. Always it's that way. So later on you can reflect, analyze your experiences. That makes so much sense. Yeah? Okay. Okay, Richa, thank you. Yeah. The last, you can come here and ask. Yeah. Yeah.
My question may not be related to today's session.
Right.
But when I have gone through your site, I have read one term called vegetarianism.
Yes.
So after that, I stopped eating non-veg and all.
Okay.
So my friends questioned me that you are saying that killing animals is a sin. And when you are eating plants, they also have a soul. They are saying
Right.
that. So they are also living beings.
Yes.
So that is also a sin when you stop eating non-veg. So what kind of answer that I need to give? to
Okay. You don't need to answer them because it's everyone. It's just logic only. Simple logic here. You are not killing the plant. You are only taking the fruits of the plant, the leaves of the plant. So a tree is cut, it can regrow its new branches, new leaves. Animals' limbs are cut, it can't regrow. Simple logic. And that's why in the food cycle we go through transition from the gross food to subtle food. It's a gradual transition. So allow yourself to go through the gradual transition. For example, people, they give up the roots also, because in the roots, like potatoes, we pluck from the ground and it is like taking away the life. That's why they stop eating tubers and roots and all these things. Only the fruits are consumed, because the fruit, after eating it, you again sow the seed there. Seed will grow again into a plant. And in the evolutionary cycle, animals are very close to human beings. First mineral kingdom, then plant, then evolutionary cycle in the animal kingdom, then the human kingdom. So for the animal kingdom, they can transit into the human kingdom. They're like our brothers and sisters. That's why it is mentioned that in the scriptures, almost all scriptures, what assists us is non-violence, compassion for all beings. Yeah?
That means they also have a soul.
They have a soul. That's why we can't dig a mountain. Mining industry is very bad. Mining we do for diamonds and gold and copper, all that, is like destroying the beauty, the mountains. They have a soul. A mountain has a soul of its own. We can't destroy it. only if it permits us. Nature permits us. We can't change the course of the rivers. We can't cut away the forest. They have a soul. Forest has a soul. Animals have souls. That's why we have to be very, very aware. Okay, thank you. That's so, friends. It's so wonderful that today we have dealt with this topic, the power of truth. So, for you, the homework till the next week is to investigate into your beliefs, which are based on lies, some limited beliefs that you have, and investigate into them. You will know certainly that they are very limited truths, they are relative truths. Arrive at the place of absolute truth. The truth is we are abundant beings, eternal beings, infinite beings, energetic beings, potential beings, multidimensional beings. All of us without exception. And we are very worthy beings, deservable beings, powerful beings. More sooner that we arrive at this truth, it's better for us. It's going to be tremendously healing, empowering, enlightening. And so with this we end today's class, and thank you so much for coming, friends. Because we have a soul coach class, so we will all of you who are not part of soul coach, you can start leaving.